A lot of the NFT projects, I would argue, did not have core value in them. They were inflated in terms of price. But I think this is 5% of the projects, and all of the rest will just disappear. There was a community of people who, for 2 years during COVID, made a lot of money from cryptocurrency. And then this community would, to say this one is really good, they build up a hype. And so the NFT market took off, the prices went crazy, but there was a lack of value. There was a limited group of people who were trading and speculating. And this is the market correcting itself. It always does the same. Hello, Sunshare Camp. My name is Rob Anders. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Neo. We are one of the leading platforms for digital art and NFTs. We are connecting artists who have important things to say with a global audience that's now ready to experience art digitally. We enable people to either subscribe or buy digital art and NFTs, and are often referred to as the Netflix of digital art. Someone creates something digitally. It could be a JPEG, it could be a photograph. So they have this file, it's a digital file, and they want to be able to sell it. So you have the art file. The next thing you need is a contract, it's called a smart contract. And you take this smart contract and you write in this contract, I am the artist, this is how many editions there are, this is the price, and you connect it with a link to the file, to the digital art file. So now you have a contract, you have a digital art file, you bring them both together, you put it on the blockchain, which means it's like the database, and this is actually the NFT. So the NFT is actually a smart contract, which sits on the blockchain, which means you can always find it, you can always see what's happening, and every time someone sells it from one person to the other, it's on the blockchain, and because it's transparent, it means that whoever first created the artwork and created the NFT can always be paid a royalty because there is full transparency of the ownership. We always knew that people would buy digital art. It was more challenging before, and we knew that technology would help solve and instill confidence. Because really what NFTs has done is given people the confidence to buy and sell a digital asset. The same cycle we're experiencing now with Web3 and NFTs is exactly the same actually that we experienced in '94 with the internet and 2005 with social networks. At first there's a wild west, people don't really understand what's happening, there's a lot of money, there's this gold rush, people are making money, and then all of a sudden when we see what's happening right now, you get the first crash. People are asking questions, people are saying, is this going to continue? Before NFTs, there was an opportunity but needed a solution. NFTs came and provided that solution technically, but it was not the finished item. There was still a lack of the overall ecosystem, infrastructure, education, timing. And what we will see now over the next 5 to 10 years is all of the infrastructure being in place for this to actually slowly become the mainstream and the mass audience will go and get involved with. And I'll tell you now that in the next few years, everyone will own an NFT. And right now is the time to be building and building and building. A lot of the NFT projects, I would argue, did not have core value in them. They were inflated in terms of price. There was a community of people who, for 2 years during COVID, made a lot of money from cryptocurrency. It was difficult for them to change this cryptocurrency back into regular currency. So it's like you're locked inside the casino, and so you have nothing else but to go back to the table and keep gambling. And then this community would use social media like Reddit and Discord to say this one is really good. They build up a hype. And so the NFT market took off, the prices went crazy, but there was a lack of value. There was a limited group of people who were trading and speculating. For this reason, as is always the same, it was the same with internet. When 90% of the companies disappeared, it was always going to be some people making money at the beginning, and then it would take a crash. What you're going to see now is some of the NFTs that were maybe worth $50,000 and now are worth $5,000. So some of those in the next few years will become, I believe, $5 million. But I think this is 5% of the projects, and all of the rest will just disappear, and this is the market correcting itself. It always does the same. So I think both challenges and opportunities. The challenges are primarily, and I think economic situation generally and the market sentiment makes capital raising more expensive. Having said that, I think also there's opportunities. A, we are looked at as a company in the next 5 years that has the opportunity and the potential to take this market. B, what this shows is maturity of the NFT market. And I think what this means, it will start to correct, and a lot of the assets that don't really have value will disappear. But this is the beginning of the next phase where we will actually see, like a phoenix rising in the sky, we will see this move towards mainstream. So I think the move towards Web 3.0 and NFTs is the biggest shift in digital culture out of anything that we've seen before. Everything in our world is going to go through a change, and everyone is going to own some type of NFTs. So I think NFTs over the next 5 to 10 years will be really in 2.5, not really 3. I think it will take 10 to 20 years until this becomes totally mainstream, as it was with the internet. If you think the big internet companies, really between 2010 and 2020, when mobile phone became such a powerful platform, really this was when it became total mainstream. In digital art, artists have always told a story of our world and will always use technology to create and tell their story. And so it's no surprise that digital art is going to become the most important art form of this generation. I think NFTs will be the catalyst, and they are the catalyst, both for people who want to buy and own digital art, but also enabling people to actually subscribe to experience digital art that maybe other people own. So this means that you will be able to actually own an NFT and monetize it. So I think the market is going to be very strong. The expectation is 10 times increase. If the global art market was $65 billion, some people say that this will be equal, if not more, with digital art over the next 5 to 10 years. So I think there's a very exciting future. But I will finish by saying art must be seen and experienced. All of the technology, including NFT, is just the enabler.